New World Order puppet Tony Blair said. And you know, it's so eerie what he says. It's almost like you can see the wires controlling his arms, and I'm sure if they pan the camera out a little bit, you could see the puppet master's arm and hand shoved up the puppet's butt. Listen to this.
I think the biggest challenge right now is to try and bring the people in government, the policymakers, into line with the change makers. In other words, the people inventing technology are changing the world very fast. And today, I think we're living through a genuine revolution. And so we're in the 21st century equivalent of the 19th century industrial revolution. So digital ID is, for me, absolutely crucial because, for example, on COVID, what is the problem with this coronavirus?
Listen to what he admits. Listen to what he admits about the Convids 1984 by George Orwell. This is Tony Blair.
The problem is it's not a disease that's so serious that it's like the plague, right? Most people who get it will survive it. However, it's bad enough, and we all know people who've had it and had it badly enough that you don't want to get it. So the problem is you have to lock down the entire economy in order to deal with the small number of people who...
We have to lock down the entire economy, make people go bankrupt, lose their jobs, can't feed their families for something that, well, it's really not that serious. Says Tony Blair, not me. I'm not saying this.
Get it and are going to suffer badly. A way out of this is to be able to test people several times and for people to actually have a biometric identity which can say, look, I've been tested.
It's not that bad, but we need mass government surveillance complete with biometrics. But it's not bad, but we need biometrics. It's not that bad, but we need to lock down. It's not that bad. Lead this person into bankruptcy. It's not that bad. It's not like the plague or anything. Make sure that guy loses his job over there. It's bad enough.
Or I've had the disease and here are my antibodies so that life can get back to normal. But this is going to become, inevitably, governments are going to move in this direction. Absolutely inevitably. And so I think what's important is...
How many times does this guy say necessary or necessity? Necessity will always be the plea for every infringement of human freedoms. It's the argument of tyrants like Tony Blair, puppet tyrants like Tony Blair and the technocracy, and it's the creed of slaves.
That we from the political side wake up to the potential of technology and engage with the change makers, those inventing the tech.
The potential of technology. Hey, there's some potential in technology. What is that potential, Billy? Man, we can control a whole lot of people. We can surveil them. We can monitor them. We can monitor their heart rates. We can hook them into biometrics. Man, you talk about some serious control.
Technology so that we understand it and can regulate it sensibly and not stupidly. I think that
when they talk about regulating something, they are not talking about regulating the Convids 1984 by George Orwell, because the way it plays out and the way it lives itself out is they're trying to control you and me. Now watch what The Economist magazine said. I'm just going to play the first part of this. This is almost like it's one of those clips within a clip inside a movie that gives you the foundation of what the entire movie is going to be about, and the sinister plot about government surveillance and controlling the entire population of people and doing bad things to the people. Listen to this.
Vaccine passports are coming. Someday soon, you may need to prove your COVID status to go to the pub, travel abroad, or even go to work. Governments hope these passes could be key to kickstarting the economy and restoring basic freedoms.
Did you hear what she just said? Governments hope these passes could be key to kickstarting the economy and restoring basic freedoms. Oh, you mean those freedoms that each individual has that's, quote, unalienable or unalienable, as some people have pointed out? Like the Declaration of Independence says. In other words, no man gave you those freedoms and no man can take those freedoms away. Huh. Really, it seems like people have just en masse have completely thrown that concept out the window. So the governments are saying, hey, there's a way you can restore your basic freedoms, but you got to go through the big farm guy. He's our guy. The big farm guy is our guy. He's the guy who's got to profit from this. So you don't get your freedoms back unless you go through the Guido over there. Al Capone, the big farm guy.
But COVID-19 feels like a distant memory. The reason? The Green Pass, an app that lets you prove you've had the jab. And if you've had both jabs, the Green Pass opens doors, giving you access to restaurants, hotels, and gyms. Some businesses, from care homes to plumbing firms, have already said they'll require proof of vaccination from new employees.
There you go. There's the ultimatum. It's a jab or your job. You don't get the jab, you don't have a job. You don't have a job, you can't feed your family. And that people are they're acting like, oh, well, we just do this because we care about people. No, you're not caring about people when you're taking away their income where they can't feed their families. Their kids are going to be starving. And that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to squeeze everybody outside of society. If you don't participate in our plan, the big farm guy plan, you don't get to participate in society. You don't get to reap the benefits of society. While we have time and it still retains some of its perceived value, maybe it'd be a good idea to convert your worthless fiat into valuable, storable food. Don't be the one who waits till the food riots start happening. You don't want to be fighting panicking people in the store over that last jar of peanut butter. You can get up to 3 air and watertight gasket sealed ammo cans, each filled with a 4-week emergency supply.